Becoming a successful professional speaker is a journey. How do you find that first stage, the next stage, and then the bigger and better stages? I'm Lee Hayes, your host. My co-hosts and I are here to guide you to a more successful speaking career. You're listening to Path to the Main Stage podcast. AI. AI seems to be everywhere now. I don't know about you, but I am not an AI expert. I think it's a great tool, but I don't know if it's really the end all for everything quite yet. Certainly when you're a speaker, it can give you a lot. It can give you a lot of help. It can expedite what you're doing, but I don't feel like it does everything yet. And let me give you an example. I received this email the other day that, first of all, they found me on LinkedIn and assumed I was a speaker because I think that they used AI to find me, because nowhere on my profile on LinkedIn does it say that I'm a speaker. It says I represent speakers, but again, AI doesn't quite make that distinction yet. So they sent to me, "Hey Lee, was curious if you're looking to book more paid speaking gigs at the moment. We've been using an AI-powered booking system to consistently close 3 to 8 plus speaking engagements every single month. Over the last 4 months, we've been quietly testing the best marketing strategies to get booked as a speaker, and finally we've cracked the code. It is by far the best system we have found for speakers to book paid gigs consistently. Within the last 5 days of turning the system on, one speaker closed a $10,000 deal. Another one on day one started generating qualified leads and sales meetings. Blah, 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 please contact us." While I am sure that AI has its place in generating leads or collecting data or researching or helping with follow-up, I find it very hard to believe that this or any independent AI-powered booking system can generate and close, like consistently close, 3 to 8 plus paid speaking engagements every single month. Here's why I doubt it. I am currently representing one of the hottest speakers out there who is all over social media with millions of views, and he does not get 3 to 8 closed engagements a month. Certainly he gets that many requests. In fact, more than that. Probably that's his weekly list of requests without AI involved, other than people are seeing him on social media, they're seeing what he's doing live, they are picking up the phone or sending me an email. No AI involved. But I find it hard to believe that a speaker that does not have that following, that is not getting that kind of publicity, can complete an AI form and suddenly have these leads pouring in. And I think a good reason for that is because these big events that are paying $2,500, $25,000, $100,000 on speakers are not going to trust their decision to an automated message. It's a lot to put on an automated message. So I'd like to look a little further into this and have some discussions with an expert. I'm going to bring on Ramon Ray today. Ramon Ray is a tech geek as well as being a human connection guru. So here's Ramon. All right. So my co-host today is Ramon Ray. Ramon is an unapologetically high energy speaker. He is in demand. He is an author. He is a host for events. He knows all about small business growth. He's a serial entrepreneur, so many other things, which I'm sure we'll run across. I just want to give people the taste, right? The taste of what they're getting. And, but he's an expert in human connections. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, because I am a low-tech person myself, or I shouldn't say low. I'm a moderate tech, right? I do my best. And you're a techie guy who balances tech and humanity, which I think is a beautiful thing. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Lee, it is an outstanding pleasure to be with you today. And if you hear me hacking or coughing or feel like I'm dying, I'm not dying, but I may be hacking or coughing. But it's great to be here with you. And hey, to the Lee Hayes audience, and more. So, Lee, thanks for having with me, my friend. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And we don't have to worry about coughs and gagging and snapping because AI does help with that.
Wow.
But yeah, right? But I'm going to jump right in. This is why I have you here today. I want to jump in with an email I received, sort
Okay.
of to lead off our discussion. And please feel free to come back to me at questions. This is a conversation for everybody who's listening to follow along with. But here's an email I received, and I keep going, could
Hmm.
this really be the answer? So it says, "Hey Lee, oh, let me preface this. They got my information off LinkedIn because I'm a speaker. Now, the funny thing is, nowhere on my LinkedIn profile does it say I'm a speaker. I'm
You
not.
hang around speakers, though, so yeah.
But AI, right, finds the words and decides that I'm a speaker. So
Hmm.
fine. So, Haley, we were curious if you're looking into getting more paid engagements, more gigs. We've been using an AI powered booking system to consistently close 3 to 8 plus speaking gigs every single month. Over the last 4 months, we've been testing it, and it's the best thing we've finally cracked the code. Within just 5 days, Jared closed his first $10,000 deal. Another speaker set it up today and has his first generated lead already. Would you like to hear more about it?" So, Ramon Ray, just give me your first impression of, is this the miracle all speakers have been waiting for, that everybody can now get 3 to 8 plus gigs every single month?
Am I allowed to give three different answers?
Yeah, you can give all the answers you want.
My first answer is load of crap BS. First answer.
I'm sorry, I love your direct approach.
Second answer is um, probably works. Try it. But my third answer is that, notwithstanding the email you got, tools are great. Can tools scale, Ramon? Can tools scale, Lee? Absolutely. Lee has 4,000 contacts helping her mind. These three are live right now. They're online. They just posted 3 months ago, new event happening. You should connect with them. AI can definitely help with that, the old school way that, or maybe we still do it. So I gave three answers in joke. But you get what I'm getting at is that overall, when I think of AI as a whole, they're just tools. I think they can help. And I'm sure there's coming a time where our bots talk to each other. I have no doubt about that, Lee. But I still do think, because this is a speakers podcast, still nothing beats for the busiest of executives, for the busiest event planner, me being in her event, clapping, her seeing me saying, well done. Hey, I was in the neighborhood. I live in Jersey. I wasn't in the neighborhood in Las Vegas, but I was in the neighborhood and just wanted to see you speak at your getting your award for the MPI award or whatever. Oh, Ramon, thank you so much. And here's a little thank you card from Lee, by the way. We wanted to say thank you. Lee, you and I got that deal. It's done. Game over. Meaning, assume we fit it. So is that helpful? Did I say that too clumsy? What I'm trying to get at is still nothing beats that human connection. Notwithstanding, use AI, use all the tools you can. But I'm not a person who believes that in the right moment, a warm smile, a thank you, a gift of chocolate, a how are you? I hope your family's well, is not important.
I think it is. I feel like we could just wrap now, but we're not going to because I want to go a lot deeper. No, I agree. In my world, what I think is AI is a great tool. Like you said, if you have 4,000 contacts and it can zip out the three and get you those contacts, absolutely. But a couple things that I'm thinking here, and feel free to jump in. One is event planners are making $2,500 decisions, $25,000 decisions, $100,000 decisions. Me personally, if I was hiring somebody, and I have hired a lot of speakers as an agent for people, I am getting on a Zoom call with that speaker. I am watching video. I am getting to know them before I sign a $25,000 contract. I am not signing that on somebody's AI communication to me.
Yeah, no,
So
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
just,
just me, right? That's just me. And it's interesting watching this going. We've closed the deals. I'm like, did you really? Did you really close them?
and since we're on that, I mean, hey, I don't know if you want to have a news of the week podcast, but
Yeah,
talking about this, 'cause
absolutely,
I'm on the
sure.
receiving end of many of these. I suspect, could be wrong, but what I'm being hit up with a lot is, Ramon, we can take your clips and reels and all that and put it online more. We can get more better video of you. That I'm not saying this is it, but I'm getting bombarded in a good way. You know, if offshore talent can AI can quickly take this discussion and just chomp it out faster. That's often where it's going. And or using AI just to find targeted keywords, and I still got to do it. So is it the secret sauce? No, but are most people doing just the least? They're not, Lee. It takes work.
It takes work. But again, I think we keep circling back to an AI tool versus the handshake, right? So I once had a boss, and the one line he said, which has made me a lot of money, was never underestimate the power of a handshake,
That's right.
which I think is exactly what you're saying. It's one thing to be chatting like we are. It's another thing to walk in the room and go, "Hey Ramon, nice to meet you," right? Get that get that skin.
Yes.
It just gives you an entirely different relationship. You suddenly have this trust, this better feeling, right? People hire people that they like.
That's right. Know, like, and trust. John Jantz.
Know, like, and trust. I was in HR for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
People hire people that they like. And quite frankly, when you're a speaker, you're being hired for a job, right? If they don't like you, they're not going to hire you. So, all right. So we agree vehemently that AI is a great tool, but
Absolutely.
maybe there's something beyond that.
Maybe.
Maybe. What? So give me here, Ramon. I want to talk more about human connection.
Okay.
Let's start with, because there's all different levels, like you talked about, going to the event, the audience, the connection. There's so much to talk about. Let's start, we'll go chronologically here. When you first get a lead, or you think you have a connection to somebody, like, this is a person I should reach out to. You can shoot them an email, or 2 emails, or 5 emails, or you get them on a list and bang them out. What's another way? What's a way to make a connection with that person that they might like you, remember you?
Sure. Lee, may I have permission? So, well, I'm not even a guest. You said I'm a co-host.
You're a co-host. You have all the permission you want. What do we need you to do here?
I'm a co-host.
That's
There's nobody.
right.
But may I tell you a story, Lee?
Please.
And I'm going to answer the question, but it may help with this human connection. I'll share this. I'm on the plane. I think it's 30,000 feet or 10,000 feet. I always forget how high planes go. I think cruising altitude is 10,000. I'm going to go at 30,000 feet.
You were way up,
Oh.
like where you don't want to be breathing without pressurized cabin.
Oh, 10,000 feet then I think. Okay.
10,000. I've actually been in small planes where the guy was telling me about this.
Okay. Tell me.
10,000 is about where you got to pressurize. So you were flying above, yeah. And
So
then,
what is a normal air,
and
like normal?
you were on between 30 and 40,000 feet if you were cruising altitude.
So it is 30,000 feet. Cruising a regular commercial.
Cruising altitude, at
Oh,
least 30,000
okay.
feet. Yeah.
Thank you.
10 is where you can start to breathe again. That's where the air gets almost breathable. Yeah.
I'm going to tell my story again then.
Please. So you're at 30,000 feet.
I was at 30,000 feet. True story. Flight attendant kneels down next to me at ear level. Says, Ramon, passenger in 1A, so they want to buy you lunch. I'm like, okay then. Who wants to buy me lunch? If this was prison, you say no, because you know, Lee, how it is. You and I, our experience in prison, just messing everybody. But, you kind of reject things. That did go to my mind, like, being a woman, whatever, people give you things like, should I say yes?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Then I'm like, do I say no because I don't want to offend them? And or the aspect of just, I don't know the context. Ew, who's buying me lunch? Like, what's the, but I said, what should I do? She said, Mr. Ray, just accept it. So I said, okay, thank you. I'll take a sandwich or whatever it was. Ate it. Then I walked to 1A and I said, oh, it's you. I recognized him from before we landed. And I said, why did you do, I don't know who the guy is though. I just recognized his face. I said, why did you do this? He said, Ramon, you made me laugh. It's a stranger. And I cry easily, Lee. He said, you made me laugh. Total stranger, 30,000 feet. Started in Newark Airport on the ground, though. And so my bottom line, going back to your question, we can go through steps for sure, but I just wanted to bring this whole point home. Total stranger, in an airline, early in the morning. He ain't thinking of me. I'm not thinking of him. Dude buys me lunch on a flight. just because I made them laugh. Now, you know me pretty well, Lee. So that is me. That's my signature. I say hi to people everywhere I am. It's me. So the point I'm getting at, to answer Lee, going back to our original question, you get a lead. My step one-ish, maybe try not to go in for the kill first. Hey, I'm looking for a good speaking gig, whatever. Just one or two things. Hey, Lee, I saw your son won his volleyball game. Congratulations. And now that she's probably going to want to know you can want business. We're not stupid. Yeah, okay,
Right.
got it. But at least just the humanity. Congratulations. I have two kids as well. We never played volleyball, so I don't know how they did, but I just saw your picture. Congratulations. Can we stay connected? That little last one is now the ball's in Lee's hand, where she may say, Ramon, thanks so much. Would love to. I'll go to step two, then I'll pause and give it back to you so I complete the circle. Now Lee and I are connected. Still don't know me, but there's some humanity. She's not a total moron. Now that she gave permission, it could be 2 days later, whatever, but Lee, I've been following you. Now you see what I do. I notice you do events. You and I can work out now, Lee, what we say, but now somehow lead towards, can we have a discussion? 100 other things I can go. Let me pause to give you space there. But that's, if you said a cold lead came in, it's on LinkedIn. That's kind of my style. Just not going into the ask first, just trying to what's up? So is that helpful, Lee?
Very helpful. And this is so reminiscent, I believe, of a title of one of your keynotes, which is Date Your Leads and Marry Your Customers. And it's funny because as you were talking about asking permission, it sounds like you're dating, right? Where how do you meet someone except to go, hi, nice to meet you, right? You don't walk up to somebody and go, yo, you, me, let's go, right? That's a little forward for dating. You say hi first. And so I think, yeah, I think you're giving great advice.
And date your leads, marry your customers. Keep it open. Say it's me and Lee, right? We're good friends, but just messing around here. I'm not going to say, let's go have a walk down the park. I mean, but keep it open so we both feel safe. Let's just,
Right.
can we have a coffee right here where everybody's at and just chat for a bit? Lee has nothing to lose. You know what? Seems like a relatively decent guy. You know, lights are on. It's the middle of the day. Sure. Let's sit down and have coffee for 30 minutes, Ramon. Now we'll see what's going to happen. So to your point, that's exactly what I did in that LinkedIn or whatever it was, especially for a stranger. And maybe this is not the best way to sell, Lee, but I do like to give people a chance to say no. That's just me. I like to save face. I don't like to be too forceful. Like, maybe I'm not a right fit, or Lee doesn't, she meant no thanks. I'm not interested in staying in touch. So back to you, Lee.
Well, it's interesting. I did have a speaker that I worked with way back when, one of my first people who, went his own way. He was a very forceful salesperson and often would give me a lead, right? Saying they're ready to buy. They're in. They were not in. They were badgered out of saying no. And so after a few of these, I felt like going, I'm so sorry I'm talking to you. My boss, right, the speaker told me to get the contract. And they're like, oh, no. I just said yes because that was the only way I could get off the phone. So I think if someone doesn't want to buy from you, no matter how forceful you are, they don't want to buy from you. And so I think giving them the opportunity to say no, it just leaves a relationship in a better place, right? I mean, if you force the yes and it's actually a no, I think connection-wise, you're actually losing that relationship with them, and you're also turning them off to you. Because, right, you say, I'm a speaker, whatever, you get to know them, have coffee, and they say no because they don't want a speaker. But you're a pleasant person who they got to meet, and now when the next person's looking for someone or says, have you heard of, you'll be like, he's such a nice guy, right?
Right. Exactly right. Yeah. And I think to your point also on that, I think that, I don't know if studies show it, but I've worked at software companies, and you can do high pressure sales tactics and get sales made. Speaking is a little different, right, Lee? People can't just, hey, I'll take 2 refunds on those last 2 speakers, Lee, that happened 3 months ago. A little different, hard to do that.
Different.
But in consumer space, you sold 500 of these widgets at an event, and you pressured people. They get home, don't like it. Easy. Boop. Money refunded. Nothing you can do about it. Pack that box in a sucker. They send it back. So hence speaking, I hope that connection made some sense. What I'm trying to do is that you'd rather leave a great taste, rather have a great relationship, give people a bit time to think, make your selling points, but still, if it's not the fit, not the right time, I'd rather leave with them being a good friend. And as you said, Lee, you've worked with me. This was a nice person. We like this person for whatever other reason. Another speaker, better fit, different day, wrong budget. I'll take any of that. but please don't say no because I was a jerk or you didn't like me, because that's the death knell. So I'm with
Right.
you there.
And speaking, quite frankly, is a long game,
Yes.
right? You might meet the person, they might love you, they might think you're the right person, the right guy, the budget, super nice, but their event is in 12 months and they only book 6 months ahead.
Easy.
You
All the
could
time.
stand on your head, right? And you're not going to close that sale.
Yeah.
But if you're memorable and lovely to
Sure.
work with, that's what you want to do.
Easy.
Okay, so we've started dating.
Hmm.
How do you connect with someone? So we'll get to the point where you have that relationship. They say yes, right? They say yes. They want to book you as a speaker. You shouldn't disappear, right? So, because that can happen too. Speakers will go, great, got the contract. I'll see you on the date of event. For 12 months, you hear nothing. What would you do? How do you connect with somebody once you have, right? The ring's on the finger. You're waiting for the wedding still, but the ring's on the finger. There's a promise there. What's our next step? How do we continue the relationship?
Yeah, from there, reverse engineering everything. It's the South by Southwest and billions of other great events. I'm just using an example. We know it takes place for sake of dates because I'm oldly and I can't keep track of this. December 31st, 2020X, end of the year. And they, as you said, 6 months lead time. Forget marketing, all this. So we're talking about what, June? I'm in their grill once every 2 weeks with a different subject line. It's even short to the point. Hey, Lee, I hope you're well. I just came back from Japan. It was amazing. My calendar's looking good. Just want to know, let me know how I can serve. Not ready yet, Ramon. Thanks so much. Not ready yet. We're still doing the fine things. We're not quite to the speaker. No problem, Lee. 2 weeks later, Lee, thought of you. And be honest, because I'm at the pink flower or pink bamboo, whatever that thing is behind you, conference on the other side.
There we
Well,
go.
not that one, but the other side, the beautiful
Okay.
thing you have there. But my point is, hey, thought of you, and you see, I'm getting personal. You got it. I'm
Mhm.
thinking of it. You want to be truthful, but thought of you, or saw your company in the news. Congratulations for being in, the top JD Powers, top 500, top companies, whatever it is. I just had another great speaking gig. Here's a video if you want to see it. Let me know if we should talk about that event. Ramon, great. We're almost there. We're not, hit me up. So what I'm getting at, every problem she has said yet. No problem. So now there's not much I can do, because my hope is the next meal will say, great, Ramon. I submitted your name to Jerry and the team and they're reviewing it. So I'll wait till the next step until you're ready, Lee. But that's what I would do, is just keep following up. Because if you've done your job right and you're following up in a organized, no pushy, my style, very
Mhm.
soft, smiley manner emails, she's not going to come back, oh, I forgot we picked 2 other speakers. Because then something went wrong earlier. But she's busy and she's going to say, great, thanks. So that's been at least what works for me, with even non-speaking. But clients in general, this service industry, I just don't want them to forget me, because, as you know, Lee, I am not their priority until they're ready for me to be too. Right now, they haven't got the venue yet. Right now, their boss may move them to a different division. They got way other things in their mind. So hope that was helpful.
Absolutely. And because I'm similar, and I'm thinking, like, I like your cadence of every other week with just a little update. And not just an update, but what I was hearing was, and hiring me is the right decision, right? It's the confidence. It's the soft. I was in Japan. It was amazing. It was a great event. I was in Chicago. Great event. So that, I think what I'm hearing is reinforcement that
Yes.
when I hire you, I'm making a right decision, right?
Yes.
But in a gentle way. You're not saying I'm the best, I'm the most amazing, I'm the number one. Da da da. You're letting other people say it for you, right? That audience was very pleased where I just spoke last week. I like that approach.
Thank you.
I also like a soft approach, and I have received responses, and maybe you've gotten these too. Lee, thank you so much for following up. Like, now I need to talk with you,
Right.
and I couldn't find your email. Like, I'm so glad you followed up.
Exactly.
Or I forgot your name. I could, because we're
Was
not
there,
friends.
Lee, I kept typing LE. It didn't come up. Le-
Yeah,
it didn't come. Oh, it's LI. It's
yeah.
okay.
And A, I'm going to change the spelling of my name right after the podcast. But B, people have said that to me. I couldn't find your email. Like, you're the person we want to talk to
Exactly.
about your speakers, but
Yes.
I couldn't remember your email from,
Yep. Yep.
months ago. So I like that little gentle, nice reminder.
Correct.
Okay,
And
Ramon, we're married. We're married.
I'll say one more thing. Let me know if I'm taking it. By the
Yeah,
way, anybody who's in an office and your office is way too hot, I got the little doohickey from Amazon. Maybe like Ramon, they've had those since George Washington. It's a little remote control. I can put my heat up, my heat down. It's amazing. I'm just shouting it out. So it's so cool. Like I flex. I just go boop boop during the episode. Okay, but I think and you again,
yeah,
I'd like to know your opinion of this, Lee, because again, you wrangle speakers. I think there's only two types of speakers. I could be wrong. Damon John, Gary V, whatever they're 80, 100, doesn't matter. These are big dogs and they attract an audience. I think we all know
right.
this. Renee Brown, you
Yep.
put them on the,
They just
you're
come in.
coming for them. Yeah.
People look for them.
I'm a very good speaker, one of the best of the best. My wife says I'm probably too arrogant, but I will crush Dalai Lama in speaking.
You crush it.
No,
I've
but
watched audiences cheer, cry, laugh.
thank
Yes,
you.
yes. You are a crusher.
Yes,
Okay.
but I'm Ramon, and meaning I have my own niche and I have my community, a few thousand here. So, point I'm trying to get at, this is why Lee, people like us, of which that's I wouldn't say most speakers because most speakers are a whole other category. But anyways, let me just be safe here, Lee. Um, say my proper wording is that the most of us good speakers, you have to keep reminding. You have to keep it. I don't have too much pride to think. So I just wanted to. That was probably a clumsy way, but help me say what I'm saying. But meaning that's why I do it. I'll use Gary V. I wouldn't have to say anything. Hey, Gary V, I'm back. You know what I mean? It's just a different ball game. But for Ramon, I do have to say, hey, I'm Ramon, and I just came from Japan, and I had a big event in Chicago, and look forward to serving you. And hey, you may have seen got an award here from Les Brown and blah 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 waiting to serve you. So I just wanted to add that, underline that, because don't be too big for your britches. Yeah, we're good people. We know what we're doing, but there's a number of great speakers, and it's about the fit, the feel. Do they like me? As you said before. I hope that was helpful, Lee.
Yes, and a great lead into our next
Okay.
podcast, which will be down the road because I'm bringing Ramon back, folks. If you're looking, I'm bringing him back. You just mentioned Gary V has to do nothing. Gary V is out there all the time, promoting through social media, right, in a different way. So you're right. People who don't have that kind of exposure need to do the email reminders, the gentle reminder, the personal reminders. And Damon John, right? How does he remind people? He's on TV all the time.
Right. That's a good point.
He's always in their
What I meant
living
though,
room.
he's earned it, I guess, and as I know, he has a flood. He has an oversupply. Of
Absolutely. But it's not that he's doing nothing. He's just doing different stuff. And we'll talk about that when we talk about celebrity CEO. He's a celebrity CEO, right? The Gary V is a celebrity CEO. They are.
yeah.
So that's my segue to, start searching down the list there. If you haven't seen that podcast yet, it's coming. It's coming. But right now for the merely human speakers who are amazing. And there is a third category of speaker, right? It's the speaker who hasn't been on that stage yet, who has not proven themselves. And they absolutely, correct me if I'm wrong, need a human connection because they're an unknown entity. They better get the trust of the person who's going to hire them.
That's right. No, 100%. Talking to that person. Should I go there, Lee? Talk to that
Go
person?
there.
Yeah. Talking to that person for sure. If you're just starting out, assuming, I wouldn't say half decent. Again, Lee, you can help me with these words, but assuming you're good. You're good. And you may still have some experience that you need be, but you're just starting out. I'll put it that way. Forget how good you are. You're just starting out. Yeah. That's where you go to the chamber meeting. You make sure the chamber president, you can't get low hanging fruit than that. The chamber president who's booking these every single week, who probably doesn't even have enough people answering her phone call. You're like, hey, listen, Miriam, I'm a great speaker. I'm a local attorney or consultant, whatever it is. I'd love to speak at your next event, love to serve with you. Absolutely. Where can we sign you up? And now you start videotaping that, recording that, and or even getting a little higher level, your first paid gig speaking, maybe, whatever it is. But the point is still that human connection, letting people see you at their events, walking with people to the Uber, inviting people in your Uber to take you to the airport, all to take them to the airport. So yes, no matter what level you're at, it's that human connection, that smile, and just saying, hey, Lee, you did well today. Loved your talk. Notice you guys do a series of events. By the way, I know you're heading out. Can I get 7 minutes to walk with you? Sure, Ramon, no problem. Let's do it. blah, 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 blah. Lee, my cell is this. Could I just get your cell? 80% of people? Yep. And then don't be a moron. Then leverage that for good. That Lee wants to hear from you every time. And Lee could be your first source.
But it's all about that initial connection, right? So regardless of what level you're at, and it's funny because once you're a celebrity, and there's different levels of celebrity. Once you are a household name, I should say.
Yes, household name.
This actually, it's kind of freaky. People feel that they have a human connection with you.
That is true.
This is very interesting because I have worked with a couple like legit celebrities, if you want to call them that. And I've worked with people who work with legit, like A-listers. And it's interesting because they say fans become so fanatical, even at a lower level, you feel like you know the other person, right? I've seen Damon John on Shark Tank a million times. I kind of feel like I know him. Like, I feel comfortable with him. He has no freaking idea who I am.
But Lee.
So you've got to remember that, though, right? That human connections, you got to make it go both ways.
Let me tell you a secret, Lee. You may be right about Damon John and you, but I know you know some people too. But I was at an event, Aspire Tour, event series you probably know. Marcus Lemonis was there. And again, going back to human connections, Lee, I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew I wanted proximity. That's just my game. I'll do it until I die. I'm, little old me. That's how I felt. I'm like, Mr. Lemonis, would you like a mic runner? I felt like a little schoolboy just trying to get brownie points.
And for anyone who's listening to this and not watching, Ramon's being adorable right now, sidling up to the camera. Anyway, go ahead.
Putting my head up like this. And he says, yes, Lee. Towards the end of it, he says, everybody, this is Ramon Ray on Instagram. Ramon, what's your Twitter or Instagram again? I follow you, Ramon. I knew he followed me, but I didn't know he'd give a twit about me. But you're right. What you said, everything you said is right. But I just want to echo, you don't know. Side note, people who just follow you, and lo and behold, you cross paths, and Lee Hayes, the celebrity, I'm putting you celebrities like, Adam X, aren't you? Are you? Yeah, I've seen your stuff. So, hey, keep those posts going up. You never know when not tables turn, but when the big dog, who you think you're the small potatoes, but that little bit could help you, or the person you're trying to become the client of, right? The event planner, you're doing the right content, doing the right marketing, and lo and behold, they're like, oh, that's right. We follow your AI and crypto posts, what you're doing, and I forgot your name, but I come across your stuff every week. Done. That's a warm lead now.
Yep. So it's just staying out there starts creating connection that then you can humanize. That's a wonderful thing to think about, because I know with social media, is it making a difference? Is it making a connection? Oh my gosh, there's a point where it was, right? Marcus Lemonis knew who you were, and now you had that human connection. Right. Okay. Let's go. So we are married now. You are coming to the event. We know that. Now you're at the event. I have never seen anyone connect the way you do with an audience. Where do you start those connections, and how do you translate that to the stage?
Yeah, I think 3 or 4 things. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4 things, but I think a few things are very, very important to me. As a regular human, as a parent. And you'll see why I say even as a parent. One, and I'm going to use Lee, you and I. You're the event manager. You're a big event. You got 1,000 things going on. Lee, I landed. I am on site. Don't need anything from you. I just want you to know, for peace of mind, Lee, I'm on site. I don't know why, Lee. Nobody's taught me that. But I just feel it's good stuff for a client. Like, all the things they have going, great. They don't even have to think about it. Nobody's told me even. To this day, I don't know if it helps. But I just feel that if Lee knows Ramon's on site, she'll feel better. So that's number one. Number
and
2.
They do, by the way. I've had people say, sorry to interject.
Please.
Oh my gosh, Lee, your speaker was on site. They were there early. They stayed late. Means a lot to clients. Perfect. Sorry, continue.
No, that's good. Don't forget, I'll allow you to be a co-host too, Lee. Don't forget.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So they do appreciate you.
Number 1, Lee, I love doing the show with you. Number 1, I'm on site. 2, depending on the time, I'll just give let's say I arrive in the morning, Orlando, Nashville, wherever I am, lay of the land, go to my room. But I definitely like to get the lay of the land, especially if I arrive very early and the setup, that's where you can talk to the right people. Oh, there's Lee's deputies, how they're setting up, people you may need when they got their suit and ties on, but they saw you already. You know, in the time where the rooms are closed, they saw you already. That's number two. Three, the event setup, always check the stage. I do a walkthrough when it's empty just to get a feel. Okay, this is how it feels to sit where Becky's here or there because I'm very experiential. So
Okay.
where are people sitting? Check the stage. And then the last thing, and assuming I've talked to the staff and the people who've hired me, that's a given, I like to think. But last thing is I love talking to the people. I know green rooms are important, and hey, Ramon, will usher you right to the green room. Thank you. I appreciate that. Keep the green room. Yes, and many speakers need that. We all energize differently. But by God's grace, assuming I don't have, there's no last minute changes or anything, and if I'm hosting, it's different. My mind, my energy goes different. But speaking, I pretty much know where I'm going. You got the slides, you got the right slides. That's your business. I'm not. That's all up to you. We emailed them 5 days ahead, and your team confirmed it. So I'm not worried about it. But I like talking to the people, Lee. Talking to the people, greeting them, standing by the door. I get the best jokes or best context I can integrate. I was talking to Miriam. Miriam was right there in the wheelchair. She told me she's still at this conference, even though she had a bad car accident beforehand. This is why XYD conference means so much to her. Can we all give her a round of applause for this amazing conference? So I'm back in character now, Lee, or out of character. I don't know where I am. But to those who are listening, that kind of thing, the event planner loves it. The sponsors love it. The other attendees love it. It's just all amazing. So I'll pause and turn it back to you. But I hope some of that was helpful.
I once heard, and tell me if you feel this is true, that if the speaker on stage makes one connection in the audience, a direct connection, that sort of makes everyone feel good. It makes everyone feel as if they have a connection.
Absolutely. Because you can't talk to everybody, but you bring that one person out, excuse me, everybody feels safe.
Love it. Okay, we're going to keep rolling. You finished the event.
Oh, I
Now,
thought we finished. I was in an Uber on the way home. I gotta come back. Let me come back.
sorry, event's done. You've Ubered, you took somebody with you, had a great. But I have found that nothing begets stages better than other stages, right? Stages beget stages. So now, what do you do as far as connecting after an event to leave a lasting impression or to build to the next, the testimonial, the referral, the whatever? What do you do, or can you do? What should you do after an event?
I think there's a few things. One, on your own with no permission needed. You have people coming up to you saying how well you did. You can take your phone or you hire somebody locally. You have your own staff there, one person, but for the speaker, get testimonials. I do that immediately. Again, there's no, just to get politics, I'm just covering everything I can like Ramon, can we? Yeah, I feel no conviction about that. Oh, Lee, before you go on, can I take my phone out? And can you say that, oh my God, Ramon, you did so well. So that's one. I try to discipline myself more to capture that. Seems a bit egotistical, but it's great for my business and I have to learn to do it. I'll stop
You
somebody.
need it for your business.
Great. So that's one. Number two, definitely I thank the person who invited me on behalf of the one who got me there, for my agent, et cetera, working with Lee, talking on a broader spectrum here, though, for all listening, definitely be careful. That's so important. Don't forget the people that got you there. So I think we're grateful to have come. If it was your own gig, then just you. But I think the most you can do in that moment, Lee, I find, because people are very busy. So doing other business or anything like that, probably too soon. But I think a big thanks. Maybe you want to buy some flowers and leave it to their room with the hotel. But after that, I think if you did your job and you slayed the event, usually the green room, the back of stage at the time, just to say again, hey, Lee, thank you. I know you're busy. Next speaker's coming up, or you got 2 more days to go. Thank you so much. And I think, and I'll see what you're going to ask me next, if there's another stage here, but I think for that moment, that day, when I'm done, that's pretty much all I'm going to do that day. I mean, the day of the speech.
And the day after, or the week after, or 2 weeks after, we'll just roll.
I don't want to steal your thunder, so yeah. So then after that, for sure, selfie. Great going to XYZ event. Big props to event planner or event on LinkedIn who brought me here. Boom. Things like that. And I think then there's a follow-up then from there. Hey, listen, are you doing other events and or work with your partner who brought you there, right? Or do other events? What's going up next? Can you refer me to other places if I did a great job? Things of that nature. All those things, referrals, testimonials, refer me. Would you like me to speak at future events? No, we only have one speaker forever, for God help us. Amen. Okay, great. But hopefully, sure, we'd love to consider you for this, that, the other, and other things we're doing. Come to Dubai, come to Egypt. I'm in. So yeah, afterwards, lot you can do afterwards to extend the relationship because Lee, as you know, people want to deal in safety. I've never been an event planner so much like you are and you work with. I've done events, but man, once you get, I know Lee, she's safe or she did perfect, or at least I can train her up and say, hey, Lee, everything was great, but just tweak this, if I, especially she's really good and she's adaptable, maybe I won't have her on main stage. I'll have her do a workshop. Maybe I'll have her, hey, if you have fresh content, let me know. We'd love to have you or whatever. But it just brings a sense of safety because the people we mentioned before, the big dogs, those who are the household names, we don't care. Not that we don't care, Lee, but it's just it's a different level of discipline
It,
with them.
it's a different level of discipline, but just, as an aside, not going to mention any names, there are big dogs that are not safe choices,
Fair enough.
and agents talk
Okay.
quietly offline. They talk because I had a situation where I have a client, they had hired one of my speakers, and now they said, oh, Lee, we want a big dog. And I said, well, I don't really handle a lot of big dogs. Let me talk to my agency connection right? Because I have
Yeah.
good connections at some agencies. Talk to them, and I said, they need somebody, but they need somebody who doesn't elicit bad behavior. And they were like, oh, all right, we'll have to delete this person, this person, this person. Because there are some who are awful. They're awful.
And I didn't know.
And just don't forget that people talk.
Yeah.
So your charm, like one person, what do they say? You'll tell one person if somebody's charming, you'll tell 10 if they're
Yeah.
not.
Yes.
So you better be a whole lot of charming to get your name out there.
Yes. Well, Lee, I can tell you, I don't know what your clients have told you about me, but I don't think I've
Yeah.
stolen any lamps at a hotel room. I don't think I've burned a hotel down. I don't think I've stolen any towels. So
No, well, it's funny. The big complaints, here are the big complaints, and no names. Um, didn't connect with them before the event
yeah.
to give them the information. So they were concerned. Are they going to show up? Are they going to do what they say? Like very little communication. That really makes event planners tense. Even if they do a good job when they get there, I still get the, oh my God, Lee, like this person did a good job, but they scared me to death until the moment they walked in the door. So that's a bad thing. Bad behavior in green rooms. And I don't mean breaking stuff, but I mean, when the event planner says, what would you like in your green room? Can I help you? And they go, we would like imported sushi with beluga caviar. The only water we drink. Seriously, I have people go, what water does Ramon drink? I go, tap. I'm sorry if that's not good enough, but I go, water. I said, if you have the water in a bottle and he can break the seal so he knows it's fresh water, he is not going to be picky about the brand. And they'll go, oh, thank goodness. Because last year we had to get, Icelandic water. It had to be 28 degrees Celsius, whatever it is. That can become tough. Although the bigger the dog, the more that is allowed, which drives me crazy, right? I feel like I'm paying you that much. You can be pleasant.
Yeah. But people are talking. That's a good point to know that at that level, people are always going to talk, but me, I can't afford to be nasty. But there's certain levels where what I'm hearing you say is that at the highest levels, let's say the top 10 speakers, 20 speakers,
Yeah.
just so you know, girlfriend, just so you, and these 5, they will trash your green room or they will whatever. They're going to be very problematic. Now, okay, we know that now. We'll have security in there. We'll give them their own green room. We'll still pay the $200,000 to have them.
But what also happens is we were in a toss up, big agency agent. We're between dog 1 and dog 2. Tell us about the behavior. And they're like, dog 2? They're like, all right, we'll take dog 1. At that level, there seems to be a lot more flexibility as long as the name is big enough.
Yes.
People are more interchangeable at that level. It's
You're
crazy.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway,
I know we're not doing a whole show, but I mean, just people learning about events. Events, 2 things. The audience experience and all that is so important. But at a 2,000, 10,000, whatever person event, you got to fill the room. And I've never seen too many events that don't have a big name when you're talking about 5,000 people, 10,000 people. It's a whole other level of planning. It's just a fact.
yeah. But if you can be delightful and if you can have a good connection, then everybody wants to hire you, right? Oh my gosh, not only did we hire Big Dog, but Big Dog lay down in the audience and let everybody pet his head. You know what I mean? That thrills people. So again, the connection. All right, I'm going to get off that topic a little bit.
Yeah.
You had mentioned, because I was listening to your other podcast, I want to take some of this information in here. You mentioned a lot about sending emails.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, you can emotify, right, your emails and send all these little emojis. Is there a difference? What is the difference between I'm out of the office because I had a baby and you send a little baby emoji with a little smiley face and something more human? Is there a difference? Does it matter?
A client once told me, Ramon, I told them we don't need to work with anybody else. Influencer marketing campaign, big $1 billion brand. We can stop searching. I just like Ramon's energy. She never met me. It was only through email. And I'm not saying I have a lock on it, but I do firmly believe, yes, me emailing back Lee, saying, Lee, boom, wow, love it. Listen, ... Thank you so much. I know how you're feeling. Don't worry, today's not good for you. We'll have the call later. Be best. P.S. I was sick yesterday. I'll crush your little emoji, little wing, little ding ding, little flippity thing that you sent back. So I think that answers the question, is that type of more human email. Use the emoji, sure. But I think save the emoji for a text. Hey, Ramon, did you get in? Thumbs up. That's acceptable. But if I need to win Lee, yeah, I'm going all out, even if it's short, something really human.
You need to use your words.
Thank you. What I need to say.
Use those big words.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Tell me, so you're talking about personalizing and humanizing, and I have thousands of customers. How I can't be personal, I can't do one-on-one with everybody. Is it okay to segment, and how does that work?
Sure. It's okay to segment. And I think it's just nice to be careful. Truly, how big is the list? We talking about 50 people to 100? I would dare say that is a small enough list. All are warm, all are hot, all know you. You should even if copy and paste or find a service, and there's services that can do it, that go through your email service. So it's mass, but it's to one by one, not unsubscribe and subscribe. That don't work for me for high value clients. When my money's on the line, I'll do one by one all day. So you can copy and paste. I have two screens. No shame right here.
Yeah.
Lee. I was emailing 500 leads. Hey, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the middle of March. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'd look, oh, wait, that's Lee. Let me just put in there, P.S. Thanks for interviewing me last week. So I think that kind of thing is okay. That's helpful. Now, if you have a list of 5,000, 10,000, it's a true email list. Yeah, just whatever you want to do in there. That's a good subject line and all that. And one little trick is I say on my emails, as you may have seen on some of them, Lee, the email marketing ones, P.S. I'm a real human. Email me back. Lee, again, I don't have stats, but people like it. They email me back, hey, Ramon, butter, not chocolate, whatever I wrote about, because I reply back. And they say, Ramon, thanks for saying you're human. Always love your notes. They know it's not going back to some spam do not reply bot. It's coming back to me. I'm small enough that I want people to know. If I get really big, Lee, billions of people, sure, I'll have a staff. Won't be me answering it. But at this stage, come on, I can deal with a few dozen emails a day.
Yep. Yeah. And I think, I mean, I can see that AI in your email makes sense in many situations. But here's my 2 cents again. My own experience is that if you are an emerging speaker and you get requests that could possibly be speaking requests, you should not have an AI response. You need to get on every single one. You need to respond to every single one. Something that happened to me, I actually sent an email. I was hiring a speaker. I sent one to a speaker. And first of all, it is shocking the number of speakers who do not respond to a job. Like, this is
Money.
a potential job.
Yeah.
Even if they think it's fake, or like, you should at least respond and with some clever way to find out if it's real or not. But I send pretty real, like you said, one by one emails.
Yeah, I get the sense of how you write. You didn't say, hey, I'm Lily.
Yeah, it wasn't like, here's an awesome, it was personal. It was like, hey, Ramon, I saw you at,
Yep.
PPA. I know you work with photographers. This would be such a good thing. Would you please get back to me?
Yeah.
Paid opportunity. I'd say especially if I go through websites, through a form, 50% non-response rate. 50%. Anyway, but that's a story for another day. But as far as email, so I send an email to the speaker who I know. Like we have been in the room, we have shaken hands, we know each other. I send her an email and I said, hey, I have this hot lead. Could you please send me your most recent headshot, a video link to the best, like this is the situation, I need your best video link, and just a quick bio that's up to date that I can send to them. I get a response and it said, we need your media kit. Please send us your headshot and your information and we'll take a look at this. And I went, what? What?
Robot reply.
And so I I call her, then I go, what is this? She goes, oh, it's an AI bot. It must have made a mistake. AI is wonderful, but it still is not perfect. It makes mistakes. If you're an emerging speaker, you've got to look at every form that comes through. You've got to look at any email that says paid speaking gig. Read it. Just read it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, that's 100% on that. I mean, that's a case of where I've seen systems like that that are tied into the email, and they advertise them on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm sure they're great for sales people or things that are hundreds and hundreds coming in. But man,
Yes.
you and me, Lee, I can't
Yeah.
afford for me to say, "Hey, Lee, can you come to Jamaica and help me do $100,000 event?" And you email back, "Your airline ticket for Jamaica is here."
Exactly. And that's what, and the only reason, like, I even know I'm going, what on earth, like, what drugs has she taken?
Yeah,
And I called her, and then she goes, oh, it was AI. But AI, I'm thinking again, for outbound,
yeah.
great idea. For responding to people, I'm thinking not so great.
No, I agree. Especially now, as long as it's, again, we're not talking about e-commerce and support at
No, no,
leehayes.com or
no,
Dita
this is
Jewelry at,
speaker leads.
right? I agree.
Wonderful. Okay. What am I missing, Ramon? Is there some aspect of human connection that we've not talked about? Because you're the co-host, I'm sure you prepared. What what am I missing here as far as human connection?
I think that realize even if it's a no, it may not be a no forever. The relationship could last. And therefore, there's even more of a reason, but not the main reason, to still always be nice and be kind. Because I've been told by people, Ramon, I said no to them, and this is even beyond speaking, but just life. I said no about the budget, couldn't work with them. They got nasty with me.
Mm.
I've heard that from, like, as you say, people talk, Lee, and you and I are friends. I'm friends with some big brands. They tell me things about my peers. And I was like, no, this person that I know, you know, they wrote you a nasty reply because you said, hey, we had no budget for this, so we couldn't have you at our conference, or couldn't do this deal with you, or couldn't buy 500 copies of your books, whatever the reason is. And people had attitude. So that, because again, many people are not blunt. Many people are very professional. They got to protect their brands. So Lee Hayes is going to be like this with you. Ramon, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, Ramon, we can't hire you. I'm cursing Lee out. She's going to, Ramon, sorry about that. I'm going to go now. Thank you. Okay. Have a good day to your wife, by the way. Good day. And she will X me so fast.
You'll be
Her marker is in her hand, like, and everybody will know it. Everybody, Ramon, we're never hiring him for the next 10 years. Done. Done. You just not only got to know budget reasons, whatever, but now you just, anyhow, Lee, I'm going to go for you because I can talk for hours about this. That just, again, because I'm a nice guy, so I just don't do things like that. But I'm told, that, yeah, Ramon, there's people, you say no to them, they get nasty. I'm like, wow.
People take no very personally, and I think that's one quick follow-up here is that, A, don't get nasty because what are you thinking?
Yeah.
But no is not a personal affront, right? Or you shouldn't get nervous about it. Because I'll have some speakers go, Lee, why'd they say no? You got to find out why they said no. What is it? What can I do better next time? I'm going, they selected someone else.
Right.
It's okay. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you should rewrite your keynote.
Right.
It's okay. Oh, that was a trick. It doesn't mean that, like you said, it doesn't mean no forever. It's okay. It's not a personal affront. Just accept the no and say thank you. And you check back with them in a few months and go, are you planning your next event?
That's right. And Lee, I'll add one more thing about personal, even though it's not personal, most of the time personal, but we all are biased. So look at me and Lee. Of course, racist people and all that, we're not going to even go there. But somebody may say, you know what? We had 3 guys last time. We'd really like to have a woman speaker, whether you
Oh,
call
yeah.
it personal or not. But I'm just giving people, I've even taken it further to the mat. No need to be upset. Hey, listen, this audience just may not be a fit for Ramon. He talks so fast. I know I do, but we really want a speaker that's a bit more cadenced, a bit more academic. That may hurt a bit. Like, man, I could have got it, but Lee has a job to do. So meaning these things sound personal-ish, but I'm just getting, and Lee, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going even deeper to things that may touch us and hurt a bit. But those are all fair decisions. Okay, this is a bunch of older people, and again, people be careful what they say in public, but these nuances matter. And even then, put your big boy girl, big pants on, and just smile and say thank you. So it may hurt even a little bit if you had the benefit of hearing the feedback. But some things, there's 3 other speakers they're evaluating, and they kind of marked a bit more check boxes for them. That's okay.
And it's okay to not check the boxes, right? Because you need to also be authentically you.
That's right.
I mean, if you suddenly came and turned around and was like, Lee, I am now the mellow, like they're looking for a mellow speaker, I can be the mellow speaker. It's not authentically you. Then that becomes a money grab. Like you're just trying to get any event you could possibly get the right ones, not any.
Yes.
Right? Any. Because again, you're not going to have that connection.
Lee to get a call from a client. Ramon seemed off. His topic was perfect. Everything he said was right. We fact checked.
What was he on?
It just seemed, I don't know. Is he okay? Be like, yeah, that's not
he
him.
was trying to fit in, right? You've got to be authentically you. But so yeah, no is okay. It's frustrating. I get no's all the time because I speak to clients all the time. Mm-hmm. It's okay if you don't take them personally. It's all right. Taking a breath. All right, Ramon Ray, thank you so much for co-hosting today. I love the way you jump in and you give great information. There was a lot here that I hope everyone can unpack and understand why tools are amazing. You should absolutely use AI tools, digital tools, social media, all these things. They have their place, but so does a handshake, so does a smile, so does walking into the room. I'm going to give, one last story about walking into a room and a handshake. There was, I don't want to say who the client was because I still deal with them, but there was a client who I had emailed back and forth a few times. So I think we'd even Zoomed a few times, and they happened to be in Atlanta. I have a lot of clients in Atlanta for some reason. It's like the hot spot of speaking events.
Atlanta, Orlando, Nashville, Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I said to them was, this is a guy he was the event planner. I said, hey, and also the VP of the company, hey, do you mind? I'm coming to Atlanta in a couple weeks. Can I stop in? He said, sure, stop in. So I stopped in. Turns out because while in my mind, my saying I would stop in meant I was going to stop in. What he heard was, let's do lunch sometime, which means nothing, right? Anyway, so I get there. He comes out and he goes, I'm sorry, who are you? I'm Lee Hayes. I said I was going to come down and visit. And he goes, come on in. And we went and sat down. And you know what he did? He hired my speaker as the keynote.
There you go. Done.
And it was because I got my butt on a plane and went to sure, I had other things to do. I really wanted this account.
Yeah.
And it was a 15-minute meeting that he had forgotten about because it meant nothing to him.
Right.
But I had the human connection. And so he's like, you know what? We're hiring your speaker. Ta-da! Boom.
Story, Lee.
That was a boom. Anybody who's not on video.
Beautiful way to end. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
All day and twice on Sunday.
All right. It's a wrap. Thanks you to everybody who's listening to the Path to the Main Stage podcast with Lee Hayes and Ramon Ray. See you next time.
Thanks, Lee.
Thanks for listening to Path to the Main Stage. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And for full video episodes, check out YouTube. If you want to be a successful speaker, you need to make it happen. My co-hosts and I are here to help guide you. But if you need more help, please check out pathtothemainstage.com where we can connect. And until next time, keep sharing your voice, keep showing up, and keep taking your path to the main stage.